It's 95 degrees in Harare, Zimbabwe, and I'm 9 years old. Outside my window, I can hear the ice cream truck rolling down my street. I race into the kitchen to ask my mom for $1. My hand is out, my toe is tapping, and I can almost taste that sweet, tangy Ninja Turtle ice cream on the tip of my tongue. You see, as the only boy of my mother's 5 children, I was practically guaranteed special treatment. She would look at my cute little face and melt every time. But not today. Today she says no. All nonchalant as if I was not the Prince Charming of her parenting dreams. Her exact words are, "Kuda, you were naughty this morning, so this week you will get no ice cream money from me." That was the first time I could remember feeling the shock of being outside of my comfort zone. My mother's voice saying no to me was unfamiliar territory. The next thing I know, I'm in even more unfamiliar territory. I start asking myself, what do I need to do to make my ice cream dreams come true? The answer comes to me faster than a kid eating an ice cream cone on a hot summer day. I had to find a way to make my own money. So later that day, I noticed that my neighbor's windows were looking pretty dirty. So I grabbed a bucket, my mother's cleaning supplies, and I head over to her house and knocked on her door. 3 minutes later, I closed my first deal for my window cleaning business. I'd never washed a window before in my life, so to say that this was unfamiliar territory is an understatement. In those moments before I'd become that 9-year-old business owner, I thought that the job was going to be a breeze. I thought it would take about maybe 30 minutes. Boy, was I wrong. 5 minutes in, I'm saying to myself, man, what were you thinking? All I wanted to do was go back home, lay on the couch, and watch TV. That was my comfort zone. But I knew if I didn't follow through, my situation would never change. So I kept pushing forward. And 3 painful hours later, I earned my first $5 in business. The next day, when the ice cream truck came by, I ran into my room, I grabbed my wallet, and I bought that Ninja Turtle ice cream with my own money. No more asking mom now, I'm a big boy now. So you see, in one day, by stepping outside of my comfort zone, I was able to experience growth. Like it or not, we all have comfort zones. Those safe spaces where our behaviors fit a pattern that minimizes stress and risk. Comfort zones provide a sense of familiarity, mental security, and certainty. It is that comfortable place where your brain releases feel-good chemicals, dopamine and serotonin. You see, our brain actually loves being in this comfortable place because it gets to be on autopilot. In other words, your brain wants to lounge around on a metaphorical hammock all day. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? You wouldn't want to do that. That's because staying in your comfort zone is dangerous for your own personal growth. As human beings, if we're not growing, we're dying. So it is essential that we do things every single day that lead to growth. And you can only experience growth by taking a risk and stepping outside of your comfort zone. Take a baby, for example. The only way that a baby can learn how to walk is by taking a risk and stepping outside its comfort zone. First by crawling, standing, falling, standing again, and then finally taking those precious first steps and learns how to walk. It is through this repetitive risk-taking process that the baby is able to learn a new skill. I call this risk-taking process instinctive risk-taking because your brain is actually okay with you taking a risk because it knows that this new skill that you're going to learn will actually enhance your chances of survival, which is different from the risk that I took when I started my window cleaning business. That wasn't instinctive, it was conscious. I had to willingly go against the will of my brain to do something that was uncomfortable. Conscious risk-taking does require a mindset shift, especially if you're going to consistently grow and achieve amazing results. In his book, Living with a SEAL, Jesse Itzler offers a first-hand account of the mindset shift he experienced when former Navy SEAL David Goggins moved into Jesse's house for a month. David has mastered the power of his mind through conscious risk-taking. In 2010, he ran a 24-hour ultramarathon by himself when everybody else was running in relay teams. Later, he broke the Guinness Book of World Records by completing 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours. David knows that your brain will tell your body to give up when you've only reached 40% of your effort. You see, one move past that 40% zone and you're outside of your comfort zone, a place your brain does not want to go. Yet, there's still 60% of effort left in you. That 60% of achievement that you could have pushed through, 60% of growth and greater results that you could have enjoyed. At any given time, we're all inclined to stay within that 40% comfort zone. We don't push through because our brain is wired more to survive than it is to thrive. So if we don't consciously train ourselves to go that extra mile, we will default to safety, to our comfort zone. And trust me, you don't want to live your entire life in your comfort zone. Talk about a boring life that's stagnant with no adventure, no excitement, and no growth. Author Neil Walsh said it best when he said, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So the question is, how do we consciously train ourselves to do things that are outside of our comfort zone and tap into that 60% growth zone? How do we shift our mindset from one that's more focused to surviving to one that's more focused to thriving? These are questions that I struggled with for a very long time. But luckily, I was able to find an answer. I discovered a framework that helps you achieve growth by consistently stepping outside of your comfort zone. I call this method the spear method, and I just published a book about it. For centuries, the spear has been the go-to tool that has helped mankind not only survive, but also thrive. Ancient communities relied on the spear for protection during warfare, surviving, and to bring food to the table when they went hunting, thriving. What I like about the spear is its simplicity in design yet extreme efficacy. The same is true with the spear method. It's simple yet effective. So the spear in the spear method stands for number 1, S, seek your purpose. Having clarity on your purpose will help you win the fight with your brain when you're trying to step outside of that 40% comfort zone. It's not easy taking a conscious risk, so it is essential that in those moments you have clarity on your why, because it will help you push forward beyond that 40% barrier. Number 2, plan. As the old adage goes, failing to plan is planning to fail. So we already know that our brain is going to put up a fight with us when we attempt to go past that 40% zone. So having a plan in place will help you in those moments of truth, and this will help reduce anxiety while increasing your chances of success. Planning is the equivalent of sharpening your spearhead so that you can easily penetrate through that barrier. Number 3, E, execute. It doesn't help for you to create a plan, but actually never execute the plan. So like in my case, if I hadn't cleaned the windows, I wouldn't have achieved my goals. I like to say the 3 most important days in life are the day you're born, the day you find out why, and each day you act on your why. Taking action is the thrust you give your spear when you launch it. The more consistent action you take, the more velocity and force your spear has. Number 4, achieve. The first and most important achievement is that very first step you take when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, because it is in that moment that you start growing. Last but not least, R, repeat. This is the 8th wonder right here. Like how compound interest works in finance, consistent action will compound over time, and this will result in exponential growth. Make it a habit to take a conscious risk every single day and do something that takes you outside your comfort zone on a daily basis. And I'm not talking about, taking a conscious risk of having to climb Mount Everest. I mean, well, it depends on who you are, but more seriously, it could be as simple as taking a cold shower in the morning. or running an extra mile at the end of your workout. The key thing, though, is that every single day, you're getting outside of your comfort zone. By consistently stepping outside of your comfort zone, you'll be able to build that resilience muscle. And the stronger that muscle gets, the more goals you're able to achieve, and the more growth you'll be able to experience during that time. Remember, repetition is the mother of mastery. I was able to experience tremendous growth by practicing the SPEAR method. Since that time when I started my window cleaning business, I've been able to start 6 other businesses. I started a nonprofit, I wrote a book, and today I'm now standing on stages that were once, as Notorious B.I.G. would like to say, all a dream. Right now, I'm working on a goal that seemed totally impossible. I mean, it's keeping me squarely right in that 60% growth zone. And the goal is, how do I provide 1 million meals to people in need in the next 2 years? To tackle this goal, I've co-founded a cookie company called Unbelievable, and we donate a meal for every cookie that we sell. So 1 cookie equals 1 meal. Like what I did when I started my window cleaning business, I've embraced this challenge because I know that growth and success only happen outside of your comfort zone. But this growth isn't just for me, guys. What's your impossible? That thing that you thought you could never do. What if that impossible dream is inside your 60% untapped growth zone potential? Like Roger Bannister, when he broke the 4-minute mile, he had to tap into that 60% growth zone, and he achieved something that was deemed impossible. If you've ever learned to ride a bicycle, or learned a new language, or ran a marathon, then you've been in that growth zone before. What I want to challenge you today is to relentlessly go for your impossible dreams, because impossible is an illusion of your comfort zone. Thank you.